Taking the Time, a designer's sensitive update of a historic apartment in Saint Petersburg. This Russian city is known for its 18th and 19th century ornate facades, which grace the fronts of many buildings and apartment complexes. And for today's deluxe segment, we go behind the facade to see a place owned by a couple who added their personal touch to the historical interior design.
Voznesensky Prospect is right in the historical center of St. Petersburg, in the Almateysky district, a stone's throw from famous sites such as St. Isaac's Cathedral and the Church of Our Savior on Spilled Blood. On this street, number 31 is a typical St. Petersburg tenement block from the 19th century. Its neo-Renaissance architecture was inspired by French and Spanish apartment buildings. Designer Zhesya Mikhailova lives on the 3rd floor.
Please come in.
A narrow hallway connects all 4 rooms of the apartment, which has 156 square meters of floor space. The building has protected status. The living room is directly connected to the bedroom. Across the hall is her daughter's room.
This is the apartment I live in, my home, my family. It doesn't feel like a museum here. We love being surrounded by all these elements that have been registered for heritage conservation. They are a part of our everyday life.
The stucco work on the 3.5-meter high ceilings is part of that architectural heritage. Historical photographs were used to restore the rooms, including these plaster swans. The fireplace in the bedroom is also an original. It's not just for decoration. In the winter, the owners use it to heat the apartment. For Zhesya Mikhailova, who runs a design company, living in a listed building is a joy.
Imagine coming across a space and finding something unusual there, something old, an inheritance of sorts. That's what happened in my apartment, so of course it's an inspiration.
The bathroom's decoration echoes the historical stucco elements, but the fixtures here are modern. So are those in the kitchen. This original brick wall has been given a special finish. Zhesya and her husband Evgeny have combined old and modern elements in their home. Attention to detail, a love for patterns, and for the history of this place are manifest throughout the apartment. 19th century Russian antiques are on display in the living room. Zhesya bought them at a warehouse. She reupholstered and painted this chair, which was already in the apartment. A fragment of the old wall has remained here too, a reminder of a time when newspapers were used as a cheap alternative to wallpaper. In Soviet-era communal apartments such as this one, several families would share the kitchen and bathroom, as is still the case with almost half the apartments in this building today. Nearly half the structures in this area have protected status. Zhesya and her husband, architect Evgeny Rusakov, like the layout of the apartment and haven't done any large-scale reconstruction.
We just try to add a bit here and there, working with color and touching things up. But on the whole, we keep the apartment as it is, because everything here was planned out just fine before our time.
Zhesya's furnishings include Asian-inspired elements selected to underscore the historical feeling of the rooms. These Chinese cabinets are among her favorite objects. The decoration of the apartment is an ongoing project and a showcase for Zhesya's work. She painted some of the fabrics in the apartment herself. Before demand for interior design boomed in Russia in the 1990s, Zhesya earned her living as an artist.
This apartment is not the product of a design assignment that I worked on for someone else. That would have obliged us to stick to a certain style. This is simply the apartment that reflects me personally, me and my family.
Design and architecture, for Zhesya and Evgeny, a labor of love. And their home is the perfect place for them to find new inspiration.